Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Kenna and I'm a Cameroonian YouTuber based in Douala, Cameroon. Thank you for clicking on this link. And today I'll be talking about marriage. Yes, I'll be talking about some things I wish I knew before I got married, because as usual I always say a lot of people think about the wedding and forget about the marriage. Some people don't think that decision through. Some people are just excited, like, oh my god, I have the ring. They don't even care whether there are certain things that they don't even think about, like, who am I getting married to? Why am I getting married to this person? How are things going to be if we get married? And just things like that. So I'll just be sharing with you guys a couple of things I wish I knew before I got married. The very first thing I wish I knew before I got married was just the fact that marriage will not survive on love alone. Like, marriage needs so many things. Some people would like, no, I love him, so I'll just get married to him, and just things like that. But I got to learn that to get married, it's not only about the love. There are so many things. You have to be compatible. In fact, I don't even want to start naming. You have not to communicate with each other. There are so many important things. You have to learn you have to be able to live with this person and all those things. But I wasn't thinking about that. I was just like, what matters? I can't remember. I used to say it all. I was like, what matters is that you love the man. Because if you love the man, you'll be able to go through everything, no matter what. There are people who love each other, but they end up not getting married because they have certain things that they can't handle. Like, the man could probably not be able to handle certain things about the woman, and the woman will not be able to handle certain things about them, and they see that if they get married, the marriage will not go. So that's just the first thing I discovered, and I was like, oh, okay. Because when you get married, you start seeing there's so many other things to marriage than love, and you're like, okay, wow, okay. So yeah, you love the person, love is important, but the marriage will not survive alone on love. So that's the first thing I learned. Second thing I learned, I wish I knew before I got married, was you have to know your partner's love language. Like, you just have to know it. And when I was getting married, honestly, I didn't even know what is love language. Like, I love him, he loves me, that's the end. I did not even know what is love language. I think I'm going to make a video on love language on its own. Yeah, I did not even think about, like, love language. What is love language? I was like, please, I'm going to get married. So yeah, and if you don't know your partner's love language, you just be going all wrong. Like, some people, their love language is receiving gifts, like people having gifts from their loved one. And for me, I don't even care about gifts. So if my husband keeps giving me gifts and gifts, I'm not just satisfied, I'm not just happy. I prefer to spend quality time with you. And those are things that I did not know. I did not really take my time to find out. Like, things would have been so easy. When I think about it, I'm like, oh, if I knew, things would have been so easy. Because there are certain times that things went wrong, that if I had sat down and I was like, okay, this is my husband's love language, okay, what should I do? I'll just do it, and things would have just gone back to normal. But I was so ignorant about the love language thing, and I'm only learning it when I'm in the marriage. And I was like, if I knew this, like, since the relationship would have been so easy, so many things would have gone easier. So yeah, I wish I knew about love language before I got married. Another very important one is just the fact that marriage is the beginning, not the end. In Africa, in Cameroon, I don't know about the rest of the world, but in Cameroon, it is just like, when you are married, you have reached the end. Like, that is it, the highest level. To some people, or not to everybody, they're like, you have reached the highest level, you have reached the end, you have made it. And to me, I was always like, oh, a lot of us say it because I was like, oh, it's the beginning of a new life, but we don't know what it means. It's actually the beginning of a new life. But a lot of us are always like, oh, it's the beginning, my new life, and stuff like that. We really don't know what that means. It's when I got into the marriage and I'm like, it was not just words, so it's the beginning of a new life. Things change completely. I don't know about those people who want to get married and then they're living like they're still single, but to me, that was not it. Like, things change, you become more responsible, you have to start taking care of a family, you have to start, like, it was not easy. So that's when I was like, okay, I understand what this beginning is, the real beginning means. Because for me, I was just like, it's the beginning as in you're no longer living with your parents, you're not living with your husband, you now start saying hobby, my hobby, that's how I was looking at it. But that is not the case. Like, marriage, when you enter, is the beginning of a new life, as in the beginning. That's when I got to understand. I'm like, oh, I wish I knew this. I didn't know, but thank God I'm learning now and I'm growing with it. Because there are some people, when they start seeing those changes, they're like, this is the way this thing was. So I cannot just go out anyhow. So I cannot just, so this baby, I have to be carrying the baby everywhere. So I have to do this. So I have to take care of that. They're like in shock. Like, I did not know that this is the way it was going to be. So yeah, that's one thing I wish I had really understood before I got married. Because before, I was like, these people, we could just like to be over talking. Marriage is hard, marriage is this. It depends. I can do it. When you get into it, then you understand what they mean by is the beginning of a new life. Another thing that I also discovered, I wish I knew before marriage, is that it is okay. You can be selfless. Like, you can give up certain things to make your partner happy. This is what I mean. Marriage is not all about compromise. Sometimes it's not always about, I have stopped wearing this shoe, so you too stop wearing that shoe. I have not done this, so you too, you should stop doing this. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes it is okay for you to be like, this thing is not working because my partner does not like it, so I'm just going to stop it. It doesn't always have to be a war, like, okay, if I'm stopping to do this, you too, you have to stop something. It's not really about that. It's about you feeling okay. As long as your decision makes you happy, that's what I'll say. As long as your decision makes you happy, it's okay for you to be like, okay, my husband is always complaining that I come back late at night. It's okay if I stop coming back late at night. It is okay. I must not always demand, like, if you do this one, it's not a competition. Like, if I do this one, you must do this one. If he does this one, I must do this one. Like, that's not it. That's another thing I learned in marriage. Because before, in a relationship, just try and tell me, Kenna, you have to do that. I'm like, okay, well, I'll do it. But what are you doing? What are you also doing? And a lot of people do that. And when you do that in a marriage, sometimes it causes a lot of problems. It's okay for you to be selfless. Sometimes just your selfless act is going to make your partner turn around like 360 degrees. So that's another thing I discovered. I wish I knew about marriage before I got married. Like, there are certain things I'm just like, I was just making life hard. Because sometimes there are certain things that you want and your partner does not want. And just by you saying, it's okay, I'll do it your way, your partner finally turns around. So those are certain things that I wish I knew. Like, my first years of marriage, where it was so stressful, it would have been easier for me. So yeah, that's another thing I wish I knew before I got married. And another thing I wish I knew about marriage before I got married was just the fact that fighting is okay. We used to look at people who fight every day like, oh my god, they don't just love each other. Why are they quarreling? If you quarrel, will you be quarreling with the person you love? When you love somebody, you don't quarrel with them. No, you don't. It's okay to have misunderstandings. It's okay to fight with your partner. It's okay to quarrel. It's okay. Like, that's just part of life. You are not the same person. You are not the same person. He is his own person and you're your own person. So obviously it is okay. But before, if I'm in a relationship and then we fight, I'm just like, oh my god, we keep fighting because we don't love each other, because we're not meant for each other. But that is not really the case. And I wish I knew that before I got married, but I've learned now. Okay, another thing I've learned about marriage is just the fact that we are working in unison, but we are not one person. It's not ton pied mon pied, as in your dreams have to be my dreams, my everything has to be your everything. No, it's okay to have my own. I'm my own person. It's okay for me to have my own dreams. It's okay for me to have my own passions. It's okay for me to want to do my own things for myself, and it's okay for my partner to want to do. I used to say, as they say in that song, 1 + 1 is 1. I knew that we have to have the same dreams. We have to have the same everything. Like, that is what compatibility means. Like, we have to have the same everything for us to be able to, oh my god, I was dumb. We have to have the same everything for the marriage to work. And that's how a lot of people think, because I see a lot of girls are like, I like watching movies, he doesn't like me watching movies. I like going out, he likes staying home. I like, so we are not compatible. That is not it. Compatibility is that after all those differences you have, you guys can still stay together and make it work. That's how I see compatibility. It's not about the same likes, the same dreams, the same everything. And if you don't understand that, it's going to be really hard for you in marriage. He has his dreams, my husband has his things that he likes, and I always say my husband and myself are like two complete opposites. My husband is the person that will prefer to just sit home, stay home almost all the time, and I'm that person that I don't like going out as much, though I'm not the outing person, but at least I like to go out, go for a few hangouts now and then. But my husband is that person that prefers to just stay home and stay home all the time. My husband likes football, I hate football. My husband doesn't like watching movies. His kind of movies, the kind of movies I cannot even stand. He likes these really traditional Nigerian kind of movies, and I like the modern African kind of movies. So I'm just like, we can't even sit to watch a movie together. We can't. But we have been married. It's getting to 5 years. We have been married and we have been living. So that's just what I got to understand. Like, he has his own dreams, my husband's dreams. I don't even want to start talking about them here, and my own dreams. They are two different things. But just the fact that you both can come together and understand, okay, we are two different people. You have your dreams, I have my dreams. How are we going to achieve our dreams, to make each other and make each other happy at the same time? How are we going to put these two different dreams together to satisfy everybody and make everybody happy? That's something I wish I knew earlier, because we would have avoided a lot of fights, because we were fighting a lot. You want this, I want this. You want to do this thing, I don't want to do this thing. Like, we would have avoided a lot of fights if I had understood some of these things before, but I didn't. And it's with time, after being in the marriage, that's when you start understanding, like, okay, this is how it works, this is how it is. So yeah, that's another thing I wish I knew before I got married. Okay guys, so those are the things I wish I knew before I got married. I'm happy that I have learned. I keep learning, because some people be like, see this one, she has not been married up to how many years, and she's like, but I think that sometimes it's not about the number of years, it's just about your experience. And I know that as I go on, I'm going to be learning more, I'm going to be seeing new things, and I'll be like, Kenna, you have been so stupid. But yeah, so far so good. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video has helped one or two persons. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Love you. Bye.